multiple people, Mr. Beast works in the Bible Belt, and multiple people at Mr. Beast talked to me about this theory.
So the guy that released his two-part series on Mr. Beast DogPack404 is being brought up once again. Now, while people are waiting for his third video on Mr. Beast, this is most likely because he physically cannot say some certain things, or Mr. Beast's team, as he knows, is now watching his videos like a hawk. They've even sent people to investigate him and his channel and say, hey man, let's have a talk from the innards of like Mr. Beast. I think it's actually going to touch on a lot of things that the internet's been asking about for the last couple weeks, like, you know, the allegations of Delaware and SA and stuff like that. But little did you know, there was already a third video, and now this might not have been like timeline part 3. There is actually a deleted DogPack404 video. You may be wondering, if his first two videos were so well made and thought out, well, why is this video or this segment being deleted? Well, that's because I think DogPack understood what he was covering in this video was kind of way too out there and made his points look dumber. I'll just show you what I'm talking about.
Now, I personally don't subscribe to any religion. I think there's wisdom in many religious texts. I don't take them literally, but to each their own. The only reason I'm talking about this theory that, you know, Mr. Beast is the Antichrist or whatever is because it's so popular that multiple people, Mr. Beast works in the Bible Belt, and multiple people at Mr. Beast talked to me about this theory as if they legitimately believe there is a chance that Mr. Beast is the Antichrist.
So that's right. If you didn't know, and this theory goes back kind of way farther back than DogPack's series or anything, is that Mr. Beast is the Antichrist. Now, you can obviously hear DogPack saying, I don't personally subscribe to any religions, and even those that do, they kind of think this is ridiculous. Honestly, I think this is really stupid, but I guess in the terms of like the Christian Antichrist, here's some examples that kind of make sense.
And as I talk about this, keep in mind with religious texts, there's many different translations and interpretations. Okay, I just watched like one video and read the Wikipedia article on the book of Revelation. I'm just going to present the evidence that Mr. Beast is the Antichrist as I see it, and it's quite baffling, to be honest. So the book of Revelation is the final part in the Christian Bible. It is a prophecy describing how the world will end. It describes two beasts. First, the beast from the sea, who is the Antichrist, and the second beast from the earth, which is the false prophet. The theory is actually that Mr. Beast is the second beast, by the way. This second beast performed great miracles. It made fire come down out of heaven to earth in the sight of everyone. And it deceived all of the people living on earth by means of the miracles which it was allowed to perform in the presence of the first beast. So this second beast is a false prophet performing great miracles as a means of distraction to get people to worship him.
Now, like I said, the evidence is nothing short of interesting, but I mean, you could, you know, make connections, if anything, if you're passionate enough about it. You could make connections to everyday events and relate it to the flat earth if you really want to. Now, this is not me sitting here defending Mr. Beast. In my last video about this, I talked about how I really didn't like Mr. Beast as a YouTuber.
When Mr. Beast first started seeing success on YouTube, he bought a church.
Where the heck are we? And what do you film here?
Yeah, so to be specific, you're in a church. So when I first started, there's just no warehouses or studios in Greenville, North Carolina. Yeah. So there are a lot of churches, though. We're in the Bible Belt. Yeah. So I bought a church, and then we converted it by just like, you know, basically taking all the pews out, just converted it into a studio.
Literally removing imagery of Jesus and replacing it with the mark of the beast.
And the whole segment about him buying a church, I mean, yes, you could say he removed Jesus and added the mark of the beast or whatever, but I mean, it's true, like they say, he is in the Bible Belt, and I'm not even that close to North Carolina, but I'm still in the Midwest, and churches are everywhere. So for him to maybe buy one that's ceasing its service or changing its location, like, yeah, he would be kind of dumb to not buy that big extravagant building for his, you know, Mr. Beast stuff to start.
Mr. Beast also died and then rose on the third day. Mr. Beast has performed great miracles. And Mr. Beast teaches children to worship money, which the Bible clearly describes as the root of all evil. In the Bible, Christ also warns, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Now, the main function of this second beast or false prophet is to get the world to worship the first beast. he is not the Antichrist. He is the spokesperson for the Antichrist. And the false prophet also causes people to get the mark of the beast, which is a mark literally placed on the forehead or the wrist of an individual. The Bible describes that without this mark, people will not be able to buy or sell. But getting this mark is considered an unforgivable sin.
Now, like I said, do I think Mr. Beast is the Antichrist? No. But turns out neither does DogPack or these theorists.
So if Mr. Beast is the second beast, who is the first? And what is this mark? Well, some Christians speculate that the mark of the beast will be a medically implanted computer chip, similar to a Neuralink, something that Mr. Beast has expressed great interest in.
The Neuralink actually works, and you can be in symbiosis with technology and just download things to your brain. You'll be able to make so much money that it doesn't matter how much the procedure will cost. So I think like the first few would probably go for an absurd amount of money, right? Because like even if you had $0, you could just hypothetically borrow $100,000, get it, because once you have infinite, bandwidth to unlimited knowledge, you could make unlimited money.
Money. I think it's just making people less human.
Probably.
For sure.
Probably.
For sure.
Probably.
For sure. Just making people less human.
Probably.
Mr. Beast has been a spokesperson for Elon Musk on many occasions, but he's also been a spokesperson for Steve Jobs and PewDiePie and Mark Rober, the mark of the beast.
I think that this part is a ridiculous stretch because I'm excited for the Neuralink, and it's not for the reason you might think. I'm mostly excited for like full dive VR to be able to like get into video games, and genuinely you would be lying if you said having the access to the internet in your brain is not a benefit to humans. It's kind of like back when I was in middle school and the teachers would always say, oh, you're not gonna have that calculator in your pocket all the time, when a few years later everybody has a smartphone that has a calculator on it. I imagine it'll be similar in the next few years, especially with how fast AI is producing. However, I did just read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and I gotta say AI is scary and equally impressive.
Obviously, this is all up to your interpretation. Personally, what makes the most sense to me is that the Antichrist would not be a person, but a company. The company of YouTube. Or Google. I mean, Google did drop their strange motto of don't be evil. And Mr. Beast has dedicated his life to promoting YouTube. He's inexplicably motivated to do so. Again, this is sick lore. Personally, I don't believe any of it literally, except for the fact that I do believe YouTube will cause the death of humanity.
Now, obviously, as DogPack says right at the end there, he doesn't believe any of this literally, and then he even gives that little joke about YouTube actually causing the death of humanity. Like I said in the beginning, I don't think he believes this. I don't think a lot of people believe this, but I do like it's an analogy to show just how weird and sometimes malicious nature of like Mr. Beast and those generous quote-unquote YouTubers around him. I think it makes sense that he deleted this. I don't see any reason to keep this in the original, exposed video. I think that maybe he had to delete this either because of that reason that he didn't want it to ruin the exposed videos like validity, and or Mr. Beast has a lot of Christian-based fans and religious-based fans that Mr. Beast probably could have easily sued the shit out of him for defamation, because obviously none of this is provable, and while he's saying it's alleged and stuff, this would definitely cause a lot more negative eyes on Jimmy himself. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. If there are any Christians watching, let me know what you think of this crazy theory. Let me know if you think this should have made it in the final cut of the exposed video, and yeah, let me know what you think about the whole beast situation. I should be making more videos on it soon. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.